I'm off. So my first train's cancelled, that's the first thing. First bit of stress. Heading to Thailand. And I got a split saver ticket where it was 40 quid single, first class. So luckily, because the platform's busy, I'm up in the first class section. It should work, I should actually get a seat. So yeah, I'm on my way to Gatwick, flying to Thailand, leaving Didcot. At last, something's gone right for me. Look at this lot. I brought a load of stuff I didn't need from Thailand, so I got to take it back again. Absolute pain in the arse. So I'll try and make it not too grumpy, but first train cancelled. Booked first class ticket for 40 quid, and I did look at getting a cab for 150 and thought, no, that's too extravagant. Just get the train, because for me now this train will go straight into the airport after a load of stops. Takes about an hour and a half. So, and there was a deal on the first class ticket if you bought a split ticket. It was 40 quid one way. So I bought the 40 quid one way. It's usually about 35 quid, just ordinary. I thought, great. Especially on the big Great Western train, I'll get a seat. But because the train was cancelled and the next train in was a really short one with like 5 carriages, no seats, everybody stood in the first class section. I couldn't get anywhere near it. People were stood in the luggage racks, couldn't get my luggage in the racks. It's the start of a stressful 24 hours, isn't it? And then when I got to Reading, I'm walking down the platform, and this happens a lot now. I'm walking down, pushing the 2 cases and struggling a bit. And a couple walking in front of me, middle-aged couple, probably 30s, 40s. She's walking straight towards me, and I actually had to stop before she moved out of the way. And then I turned around and said, yeah, no thought of moving out of the way, was there? And she looked at me. I mean, Jesus Christ. I got a lot to say and a lot to talk about. I'm going to make a lot more different videos when I get back to Thailand. Gonna step up my spending a bit. I'm gonna do some more nicer things. I've got a mate coming over there. We're gonna go up the Hilton, have the half price cocktails. Gonna do a lot of things like that. Another friend hired his own boat to go across to Koh Lan rather than getting in with all the Chinese tourists. So it's gonna be different content really. I don't suppose you book first class seats, have you boys? And my plane, I didn't book my flight ticket because there were so many flight tickets, and with Finnair, I was going to go Finnair, 80,000 Avios plus about 300 quid worth of tax, loads of seats on every plane, so I kept waiting and waiting, didn't want to book it, didn't really need to book it. Now all of a sudden I joined a group business in first class travel. And this group said Qatar were doing a good deal, so I looked on the Qatar through British Airways actually. Found first class flight for 112,000. So rather than 80,000 Avios, 112,000 Avios and 400 quid tax. So there was only one seat, so I just booked it. Never done it before in my life. It's something I wanted to do. It's an achievement to go first class travel, and again the only slight thing is the first leg of the flight, I think it's all just business class, there's no first class, but I'll be, I guess, in the first class lounge. But the second flight is on the big A380 going upstairs where you've got a bar and first class. The seat and the bedding is massive. So I don't suppose I'll ever do it again. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Before I left Thailand I had 300,000 Avios. It cost me 100,000 Avios to come back with British Airways on a really shitty old fashioned plane. So 112,000 to go back Qatar, 7 hours and 6 hours in first class seems an absolute bargain to me. And again, I collected my Avios over a 20-year period at my window company. spending 15-20 grand a month every month using a Lloyd's card that collected Avios. John Frederick's my supplier, wouldn't accept the American Express, but they accepted the Lloyd's Avios one because it wasn't Amex, but I still got my air miles. So as I've said a few times, it's the one thing I got right really, storing up loads of Avios, and I collected them for 20 years. And I do feel I have to justify my travel a little bit, yet on the other hand, 20 years of collecting Avios, now's the time to spend them. 300,000 when I went out, 100,000 to fly home, 112,000 to fly back to Thailand. I've literally got 100,000, maybe a bit less than 100,000 left, so I've got one good flight left in me. Yeah, racing through it all, ain't I? But you can buy, Qatar were doing a bonus thing where you could buy 108,000 Avios for £1,500. So you could do this first class travel for 1,500 quid if you bought Avios when you're on bonus. To me it's a no-brainer. When I run out of Avios, I'll start buying them again. I'm big into Avios. So there we are. I've got my nice shoes on because I don't want to be, I don't like to be in business I don't like to be in business, which I normally fly in flip-flops and shorts. I like to get a bit of style about me. That's what I'm doing. See you all at Gatwick. North Terminal. Wasn't so bad. There were seats to the other train, the stopper train, where I had that chat. First class seat, so it was alright, it was fine. 40 quid one way is cheap enough, no problem. Let's get my bags checked in. I've not had no breakfast. I was up at 6 o'clock this morning with Dylan, and it's now 11:15, quarter to 12. I've had nothing to eat apart from 2 cups of tea and some bourbons. So I'm going to go and have some breakfast or brunch in the lounge. Here we go. Let's get these bags dropped. So I'm in the right place, fast track. This is really super easy today. Now to find that lounge. So for those unsure, Gatwick, Qatar is Plaza Premium Lounge, not Express. Doesn't say Qatar. I had a nightmare trying to find it. So you've got a little Bucks Fizz. And the disappointment, I found the lounge in the end and it's being refurbished. So they've sectioned off an area for business from the main area where everybody else is. And the view's terrible. Imagine if you paid a lot of money for all this. You'd be quite disappointed. I'm disappointed anyway. I've only paid Avios for it. Ted?